Alright, holy crap, we're live again. Hello, everybody. We're here. We're gonna do the behind the scenes. We're creating the new base. The Bob Ross of Rust has struck again. Or is striking again, I guess. I haven't struck it yet, but I know, I find it so funny you guys call me the Bob Ross of Rust. It's so flattering. But yeah, we're gonna start doing the base. And oh, we got some people in here. Yo, son, bro. Oh my god, dude. Baby J, welcome. This is the second stream. And we're gonna see how we get off here. I gotta set up the Rust demo. Hold on, guys. Son, bro, what are you doing? Yo, the channel's blowing up, guys. The channel's blowing up. It's freaking me out. You guys are not allowed to subscribe anymore. Stop. No, I'm only kidding. You guys are allowed to do whatever you want. Oh yeah, dude. All we do is play Rust. Rust. Don't stop playing Rust. It's the best game ever. Tarkov can take a hike. For everybody that's wondering, I've played a lot of Tarkov with some bro. He means he's pretty near and dear to my heart, that son bro. Although I haven't talked to him in a while, which is... Bro, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a little Rust gremlin, what can I say? Okay, I gotta do the VOD, or the Rust demo. Just give me a second, guys. It's where you record a demo. It's kind of like StarCraft, you record everything that's happening, and then I can go back and record it. And it just makes things easier. I think it's just record in the file name. Let me see. Record. Demo record. And then we'll call it base design 02. Aha, there we go. Alright, we're building. I'm taking one last check at the chat and we're gonna start building. Let me close everything down here. Yeah, I'll have to. I will. Alright, we're gonna start building. I haven't determined what the base name is gonna be, but I'm gonna do this all in Twig so you guys can see. So, I mean, this is all gonna get re-recorded later, but... So I get to talk to you guys as I build it. So this is the start. Pretty basic. Alright, they can't attack you because you just... I mean, they'd have to do some boosting shenanigans. You guys will see. It's a very interesting core idea. So a lot of this would be wood. Because you're brokey in the beginning. And it kind of sucks if you have to use the half walls, because like they cost pretty much the same price as a full wall, but I mean it is what it is. It's like 7k wood, so if you hit the right fir trees, you get that cleaver. And so this base is like heavily hinges upon getting the battery in the very beginning. So this is like the battery room here. And I'll put the battery in there now. So the idea is you find the battery as soon as humanly possible. You slot it in there. Now that's terrible battery placement. You don't want to put your battery like that. Because you want to put other electrical stuff in there. I'm going to put it like that. Because now you can get silly with the splitters. And then, you know, branches and stuff like that. I don't know what I'm doing. I got on the quick craft, don't I? No, I don't. The branch. It's so funny. I know a lot of you guys love the branch. Like, you make some crazy branch train, or chains. Well, I said train there. It basically looks like a train when you put it like that, but anyways, there's the battery room. And yeah, don't put your branch too close because you ain't fit. Goes for the splitter as well. And so there you go, you got your battery room. So I mean, you get the door on first, obviously. Your twig door. Put whatever code you want in there. And alright, what's going on? So here you go, this is basic start. And then so obviously you get your 3 furnaces. Doesn't have to be 3, but usually everyone makes 3. I don't know why, but 3 just fits nicely, I guess. But it's not going to fit nicely unless... oh shit, that's not good. If you have the stone, you rotate this, you should be able to get the 3rd one in there. I don't know, you see a lot of people flip the thing around, and you wonder why they do that. It's because you get more space. You don't have to flip that one. You should be able to get 3 here now. There you go, 3. And then you rotate these back. And this is just in the beginning, obviously. And so your workbench would go here. And tech 1, because you're brokey. And you're gonna get some boxes. So I'll show you guys the box placement. So you should be able to get 3. You're not even gonna bother with that little box underneath the tech 2 that you see everybody do. You're gonna go like this. And there. So this is the loot room. And so all these would obviously get adapters. So we're going to do a full-on industrial system. And so you can already tell that, like, okay, this half-wall jump's going to be a pain, right? Critbyte, what are you doing? Why are you putting me through this? Alright, so everybody always gets a small battery off the road. You want to take a small battery and you want to slot it right here. And it's going to be like your little staircase. You can see that, right? Your little staircase. And the same thing goes for here, but usually this won't be as hard to do, this jump up here. But it's the same kind of idea. You get the battery going here. It's like your little staircase. Now you gotta put it close enough or it ain't work. But and I will put a garage door here. Maybe you get lucky, find a garage door. Make sure you have it face the roller on the other side. If you want to have auto crouch work, right, so you can just easily jump. I'm not even hitting the crouch key. Right, see how that works? If the roller was the other way, it would not work. But nobody likes jumping up half walls anyway, so what you do is you put a little battery staircase, right? See guys, battery staircase. It's like, wait a minute, how am I gonna get up there? So I mean, small blocks and the fireplace that nobody likes to build for some reason. So now we have full-on staircase out of the half-wall jumps. And so you just keep doing that all the way up. And I know the space, the base could definitely fit more loot if you stuffed it with large boxes. I'm sure, I mean, you'd just be torturing yourself with these half-wall jumps. And you have to put the fireplace a little bit further back because that roller does get in the way. And then the battery. The beloved battery. So now check this out, guys. We got full-on staircase out of the base. Just in case you don't like half-wall jumps. Which I don't. I've played this game for too long to hit the space bar and crouch key. And anyways, so that's like the core. And so obviously everything would just go to stone. Right? Especially the foundations, but you can be coming with the machetes. And yeah, so now your first thing is like, alright, well how do I get back into the base? Every teammate's gonna be like questioning what the hell kind of base design is this. You gotta put a little staircase like this. Now this might not be ideal because you'll be running with the loot and it's super sketchy sometimes. Like you'll be like frantically like jumping up like this, like trying to get up on that thing. I mean, I'm doing a pretty good job. There you go. So this is what would happen. You'd be like, oh, let me up. So another option instead of that would be spiral stair for the triangle. And you can rotate this. And there you go. But I mean, this is like a big yikes too, because why'd he be shooting at you? So in the beginning, it doesn't hurt to just upgrade this to wood. You can chop it out later. Or you could just take the wood out of your TC, and this will decay in like, I think, what, 20 minutes or something? 10 minutes? I can't remember. But this is pretty easy to chop out. Get a machete. You can see. It doesn't take very long. And so that's just so like when you're racing the loot back. Because Buddy will see you, he'll be, you know, chasing you, and he'll shoot out your staircase, so it's not good. And there would be another door here. So you probably have metal doors by now. And make sure you upgrade your frames. So everything would go to stone. That would be the next step after this initial start here. And yeah, so we get a door. Now you obviously put the garage doors on the jump ups, and in this case there's only going to be one garage door. And every door will go to... Every door will obviously get upgraded to some better quality, and that would just be a garage door or an armored door, assuming you're doing the monuments. You're getting timed crates and all that juicy stuff. So this is what we're looking at. Kind of ugly, I know. And maybe that's the first day you log off. You didn't have very much time to play. Now you would come back, and the next step would be to get the first layer of... I guess you could call it a shell, because it's... In the beginning, it's not going to be... Anybody that's like honeycombed a base, they know it costs like... It's a decent amount of stone. So instead of just straight up honeycombing, you want to make this shell. So it's looking a little something like that. And yeah, so this is where you start doing the shell bit here. So I mean, it's all along here. I know it's a little unorthodox build. It's because normal people would just go straight to honeycomb, but then what for? You could have a nice big shell of honeycomb instead of, I don't know, because you're just adding one layer, right, of stone here. So add that layer on the outside. So if anybody's, I'm sure people are going to see what it's, I mean, they're probably forecasting what's about to happen here, but it's going to be ramp peaks. The ramp peaks are the meta with Rust. And so you got to be careful though, because when you do install these ramp peaks, they're not really ideal to repair in like a raid. You'll have to like repair them from the outside, and I'll show you what I mean in a second. So you get this like little shell developing, and so you'd have another sheet door right here. You have a sheet door here, and then you have a sheet door right here. A sheet door. And so in the beginning, you would probably want to put these window bars in just to make people's lives a little bit miserable. I mean, if you did the ramp here, which this is kind of getting ahead of ourselves with that. This is what you'd have. You'd have like a little miniature compound, pretty much, that they could easily ladder into. You get a little something like this. Now the next step after this is to start honeycombing. And so with this honeycomb, we're not going to be able to upgrade this. So this has to go to metal. This will go to armored eventually, and this will go to metal. And hold on, let me just get my spray can in so it's not all different color. I know, it looked pretty sick in white, but should we do... We'll do red this time. Alright, I'll take a little gander at the chat here. Alright, we're still chilling, okay. Alright, so we're, this is the honeycomb part, so a lot of that metal that you would get in your furnaces would go to these upgrades here. Now the reason you don't want to just go to stone with this stuff is because it's kind of a waste of resources. Just go straight to the final grade, and that way you're just going to save yourself time, and I mean you're going to save yourself resources too, because you don't want to mine more stone than necessary. And so this can go to stone. Just as these honeycomb bits can go. The parts that you can't upgrade once you build yourself into a corner, basically. Which would be this bit here. And make sure this is facing the right way. Trying to protect the core. And so this can face... So you can kind of see with this... I know I upgraded that over to metal, and it should go to metal eventually, but this will be stone. So it's just the stuff that you can't upgrade because it's inside the wall. And so this is what we're looking at here. And so from here, you're going to add another frame. And so this is going to be like a little drop area. Now you don't have to put the boxes in this little drop section thing here. I'll show you guys how to like put the boxes in there without, because you can imagine like getting this set up. You want to build this quick. This can go to stone. And let me just You could utilize this area here for something. Maybe a box or something. That's obviously for you guys. I'm just combing it. And so now it's get some more peaks going here. And the honeycomb right here. I can go to metal later, whenever you got an abundant of metal. And so here's where, I mean, you're gonna have a hole in your base. So you have to decide at this point, are you gonna put like a little twig roof? Or not twig, but you put like a little wooden roof. Or just continue building the base, because this part of the phase of build, like, nothing's really changing in terms of the security, because they're gonna find a way in here. And so I'll try to show you what, I mean, everybody, you see in a lot of base build videos, they go like this, and they'll just upgrade it like that, just so you have some security. And I guess, yeah, you'd put like a flame trap, something. Because if you do get raided, they're coming through this wooden ceiling tile. And so if you still weren't tier 2 yet, you would put wooden frames in here. And you could just leave those in there. And so this is what it's looking like now. And you'd have another sheet door. Now, so to get drop boxes up there, it's a little difficult, but you'd need a ladder. If you didn't have the ladder, you would probably want to you know, not put that roof in. And so if you did that, then you could just easily drop the boxes in from the top here, like this. But I mean, you're building real quick, somebody forgot, probably you in this case, unless someone else is helping you, then it's not a problem because you can still ladder up here. And it's pretty tight. Make sure you got auto crouch enabled so you can get up there easily. And then so you can still put these boxes in here. There you go. And the reason why you don't put 3, I think you could fit 3 up there. You could definitely put a small box up there, but it's because we're going to industrialize these boxes. And we continue. So base is about 50, I want to say like 60% done now. Maybe 50. Maybe definitely be 50 once we finish this side. So you do, I mean, you can do one side at a time. I mean, I guess at this point you would chop that out. So that definitely would have been a big yikes. If you did upgrade that to armor, that would be like the biggest yikes, because you know that if you built that piece like for 5 minutes already, I don't even know what you'd be doing a lot of chiseling. So you can see the base isn't too complicated, and we'll rate it after and you can see how strong it is, because there is quite a bit of honeycomb on this thing in the end. And there is a way to make these ramp jumps a lot easier in case you do struggle with that. Alright, looking with something like that, and don't forget the windows. 4 windows. Or sorry, 3 windows. And then yeah, you'd probably want windows here, just till, because I mean, I'm assuming you're still tier 1. And yeah, you definitely want to make sure you upgrade that. So, I mean, at this point, like, you probably, I mean, you chop these out. Or just continue the build. And so you just put a big ring like this. And so this is going to be the bedroom area. Like that. And then so you have the airlock. I'm using single doors just because you'd be in a pickle. You'd have a garage door here. And so these doors are secure because there's no jump up area. And you get an airlock, which these would be armored single doors. And, oh, and don't forget, this is very crucial, you'd have another battery room here. This is something you might forget. Now, if you did forget, I'm sure you could find another place for this battery. It's just nice because you can get it inside the wall like this. And yeah, I mean, you'd put, probably would be tier 2, hopefully at this point. And so you'd have lockers and you'd have beds. So the nice thing about having lockers like this is when you put an embrasure on it and you do get raided, like, I mean, if they got the TC, they'd just pull this off. But if they didn't have TC and they did raid in here, they're and you put a lock on this. And so, I mean, they break it and they wouldn't be able to get your kits. But you would, even if, like, if you came in behind, you could rip this off with a hammer and still get your kits. And so, depending on how many people are in your base, you'd have another locker thing going on here. Now, if you did want to industrialize it, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to put the embrasure on. Let me see though, because there's something I am curious about. Okay, cool. So you can still industrialize your locker with the embrasure on there. That's good to know. Good to know. Like, I was worried there for a second. I'm like, oh shit. And yes, we are going to industrialize. You have to. We're not living in the Stone Age no more, guys. No, we gotta stop it with these Stone Age fucking bases. Oh, I'm typing in base. So yeah, just pretty standard little airlock thing here. Make sure this door swings in, this door swings out. And there you go. So you have like a little spawn area. And so when you're getting raided, like, it's difficult for them, right? Because they'd have to boost or do some shenanigans. You can get rid of Mr. Flame. We'll put Mr. Flame over here now. So the reason why this base I find is really good is this part of the base right here. So it would be at this point that you're really starting to upgrade the defendability of the base. So you can have shotties and you can have flame traps. Now, I know a lot of people are like, what, are you out of your mind with a flame trap? Like, are you frickin' nuts? The flame trap is meta, guys. It is meta. It creates a big inferno ball when you blow it up. And I'll show you a few other things that I've discovered about it. And so yeah, you'd have shy traps here. You put 2 because you want them to die instantly. And so they would rip off this door, and then they'd have to deal with these. And yeah. So I'll show you after what it will be like to attack the base. And so you would have garage doors here. Let me take a sip of my coffee. You guys, we got any more comments here? Man's trying to snipe me on the build server. Get out of here. I'll tell you after. Yeah, welcome, guys. Welcome. Man's trying to snipe me on the build server. Get out of here. It's a good build server. This is where you want to do it, guys. But I will disclose. I'll just look out here. If you don't know what the build server is by now, then I'll tell you guys after. Okay. Alright, so you're getting your garage doors now. Garage door time. Everything should go to garage door. And so kind of getting to the outside portion of the base. Yeah, you guys are probably going to see where I'm going with this. And so it's up to you. Put some glass in here. You could do shop fronts, but I mean, shop fronts would be stronger. So if they're shooting like a rocket, like right here, then yeah, you'd want shop fronts, but they're just really expensive. It's like 300 metal. That's basically like a metal wall with a window. And so you can see, you got the shoddy black, so they'd be ripping off these doors. Dealt with shoddy. Then Mr. Flame here, flaming them as they're trying to get up here. And so you can already see that this is a pain. So what you can do is you put the red siren light. Siren. You find these on the road. They're not hard to get. You want to put one here. And you put one there. And that way you just easily jump up like that. Easily, and then I screwed up. So the cool thing about having these siren lights for the enemy is if he couldn't make this jump, which is pretty difficult, like you gotta, like, it's like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, you kind of have to, like, it's like a kicker. So he'll jump like this, but he has to jump towards the flame turret. And so when you're getting attacked, you don't want to have a box here with grenades. And so when you... Oh, I totally screwed it. So this window's in the wrong spot, by the way, guys. My bad. Like that. Because, you know, you want to stand there. I don't know. It's just a one window. Anyways. So, you know, Mr. Flame would be going off. I need a gun. Oh, I'm gonna need some fuel in it too. So Mr. Flame would be getting angry. Okay, hold on. Why isn't Mr. Flame getting angry? Anyways. So the flame goes down and causes a problem. So when they get to this part, it's and you can see it's pretty difficult to jump too. Like if he's getting you with the flame, you can't really jump. So when you hear the flame trap going off, you start whipping nades at this wall. So everybody would be dead down here, and then that would buy you enough time to get these doors back on. And let's say Buddy's here, he's having a rough time. This is what this window's for, right here. You'd pull this window off. Now I gotta get on TC again. You'd rip this window off. You'd have there'd be more doors here. A door here, bunch of doors right here. And this is like the emergency hatch, or window, I guess you'd say. And you can see it's a pain to jump out windows, right? So I'll show you guys some other stuff that I've discovered. The bone, the Azylabone. Did you take an you did industrial light? Industrial light, Xylabone combination. Easy staircase out the window. And so if they raided by the door path and they're stuck in there with Mr. Flame, you could come out here and really quick with a door, preferably armored if you had it, and then boom, you locked them back in. The lock. Now the raiders are stuck in your base, and you can go do some repairs while they're in here trying to figure out the traps. So that's why I have this, and this obviously doubles as like a window to shoot out of. Same with this one. And so yeah, a Xylabone setup. But if you didn't have the Xylabone, because you're not into the musical setup or the musical instruments, you do large box, 2 small boxes, and 3 fireplaces. And now you get full mobility over this area here. Okay, well, this one gonna place that better. Alright, so you could quickly run up, go out the window. Because I know, especially for me in the beginning, doing this jump out the window can be tricky. It's like a late jump. But anyways. And this just doubles as some nice interior lighting. But it's a lot of stuff, taking up a lot of room, so that's why I'm saying the xylobone. And it's only 50 bones. And so I guess you could say it is pay to win, especially with these industrial lights. Like, it's 50 bone, 30 metal, and you got yourself a pretty sick little staircase out the window. And then you obviously could wire that up. You get some light in here. Okay, so this is just the little nuances about the base that I thought would be. I think this is a great solo base because grenades are broken, and I mean I'll also demonstrate that real quickly for those that don't know how broken they are. And I'll just auto respawn here because I'm probably gonna die. So it's about 2 foundations away. Look at the damage this thing does. So, I mean, that was a little bit more, but hold on. I think it's because I got player protection. Yeah, one thing to note about the xylobone is it's kinda fragile. FYI. But you can see how far that grenade is, and look, it's damaging me, right? So anybody that's down here that's receiving the grenade, probably gonna be dead. And so grenades are broken. Everybody should be defending their base with grenades. Okay. So we will continue building the base. It's almost done. And so, for those that may be joining late, you can ladder up here. I forgot to do this part, but we did the drop box that we're going to industrialize, and you guys will get to see full industrialization. I can't believe there's still so many people playing Rust, and they still haven't even dabbled at, like, with, I mean, there's people still haven't even messed around with electricity. Let's be real here. And then the electricity update came out like forever ago. So, anyways, I'll pause to read chat here for a sec. No, just on. Oh, yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Yeah, so Lifeport, I'm just tuning in to read chat because trying to do the demo recording. And I only got 1 monitor. So, yeah, like, the base is pretty much done. The only thing left to do is to do the external sentry gun stuff. And I'll show you guys crazy sentry gun shenanigans and fencing. So you get some doors. Get your glass window. Now we start to do the fencing. And I don't know, the fences are broken, guys. They're totally broken. People are like turning into Rust labs. They're like, you realize it's only like 45 explode? I mean, yeah, sure, okay. Okay. Are you really gonna spend that much to raid 75 frags. When this thing gets removed, like, you gotta, like, it's already back on. And so, like, you're dealing with sentry guns. And you're dealing... So, like, in an offline raid, sure. I get it. People are like, no, man, that's terrible. But, I don't know. We carry on. So, honeycomb. More honeycomb. This is the final layer of honeycomb. So, easy to do honeycomb when you get the top pieces done here. That way you can just put it like this. And the reason why I'm not honeycombing this is because there's a ramp right there. And, I mean, you could put this... The whole thing's going to go to metal eventually. But that area, to begin with, is already pretty strong. So it'd probably be like day... If you weren't like hardcore playing Rust, this would probably be like end of day 2. Maybe day 3. Hopefully not day 3, because usually getting offline by day 3. I mean, you'd be waking up day 3 and there'd be no base. Alright, so it's looking something like this. Now you would have embrasures going. Now you don't really need to put embrasures on the ramps. But it doesn't hurt. Makes it like a little bit more meta, because there's less of an area to get shot from. So what was that? That was 10. Yeah, that was 10 embrasures. Okay. So, ideally, this top portion here, I mean, this is another area where you'd honeycomb. So this is the bedroom up here. So you put this one layer of pancake up here. Put that in the center, in case they're shooting rockets. And so this is basically the getting close to the final. Well, I mean, this is the final look of the base. And so the whole thing will just go to metal. Now, I want to upgrade it manually for the video, so I'm not going to do it. And so now we're looking at like compound. So you do these triangles here. So you get a little connection like this. You can see it's 1, 2, so four triangles. And you get this little corner connection. So it's the square could be on either side, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna use a double door to fill this gap. And then so this is all fencing. I'm kind of like done with externals, like TC stacking. Like if they're gonna like raid your base, just freaking let them have the base, guys. I don't know. I'm kind of done with like doing all that work for like, because it doesn't matter, because they just end up raiding the TC stacked external. So it's like, why even go through all that effort? So this connection to the base actually could just be a frame like this. Because we're trying to make everything really cheap. is all fencing. It's a lot of fencing. Oh. So you're gonna have sentry gun. You want a sentry gun facing towards the base. I guess you need something to stand on here to get this one in. You got one sentry gun facing away from the base, and this one's behind two fences. And then for this area here, you're gonna have a double door. Kind of like the clan funnel walls. But this is just to fill this gap. I did an external TC stack, and I guess I'll show you that option here. In case you really did want a TC stack, then you would float a square like this, and then that way you wouldn't have to do that double door thing. And then you could put a door here, but I'm not going to TC stack. Figured I'd put that in the video, because I imagine a lot of people, like, it's the meta, right, to do the TC stacking. Buy you, like, a little bit more time. And so, there would be another sentry gun, yeah, right here. Fences in here. You could put like a fencing on the back. I mean, shit, you could put a wall here like that, just so they can't attack the sentry gun from behind, which I think I'm gonna do. But maybe you don't do that, because if you're trying to shoot the enemy, I mean, you're not gonna be able to see him because you got a wall there. So I mean, that's up to you guys. But that would be ideal for the sentry gun. But this sentry gun is defending it, so I don't know how much that's really gonna matter. It would just be if, like, the raider was over here. He'd basically be able to get both sentry guns. And so yeah, this is kind of what it's gonna look like. So you guys want to go get a coffee, go get a go get something to eat. It's gonna take a little sec to finish this up. But let's see, checking the chat here, checking the chat. Yeah, I do. I gotta get a second monitor. It sucks. I got a TV, but I flick on this TV and I get like 2 FPS. Wish they would make roof frames so you could put fencing on roof tiles. I mean, there kind of is like a fence for the roof tile. It just sucks. You can't shoot through it. Fences are pretty broken. Yeah, they are. They're easy to break, but they're broken when they're not broken. It's kind of funny. Oh, I guess I was a little late for that. I probably should check the chat more. Oh yeah, this is some sweaty. So you're gonna do a cornfield with this base too? You can go to Outpost and you can buy like 50 like corn seeds for like, I think is it Bandit Camp or Outpost? I can't remember. Actually broken. I'm trying to speed it up. Okay, I forgot to mention one thing too. So, I mean, this part of the honeycomb, that's got to go to metal before you put this honeycomb on. To make sure that I gotta look at the VOD, make sure I remember that. Makes sense, though. I'm sure people that are honeycomb enthusiasts, like, they won't mess that up. Yeah, so a lot of people don't really want to do this fencing based on what I'm reading on the comments. Because I guess it's too hard for some people. It's too much effort, is what I'm getting. But, like, it's just, when you getting raided, the high external wall is, like, a pain to replace. Like, I've lost raids because I ran up to where the part that you need to seal. And, like, you're trying to, depending on the terrain or, like, just a bunch of things. There's a lot of stuff going against you when you try to seal a high external. So you'll end up, like, leaving a gap or, like, it sucks. That's not to say the high external sucks. It's just really painful when, like, you misclick it and then you leave a big gap. And then that might have been, like, the only wood that you had in the base to even, like, seal the gap. I also want to, like, mention that even if it does come down to, like, one high external wall, like, saving you from a raid, like, probably isn't gonna matter. Because, like, I mean, it would depend, right? Like, if these guys that are raiding your base, they can't get inside the compound, they keep blowing the compound, you keep resealing it. I guess, I mean, it's a GG. Depending on how many times you sealed. But that would, like, come down to, like, you being really good at placing high externals, like, really fast. But, oh, so yeah, don't forget to kick these out here. You can kick these out for, make the fence cheaper. Right, kick these things out. And you do need to leave this one here if you're going to build on it. So this is the build server, but what you'd want to do, and I know not a lot of people don't know this because they're not builder enthusiasts, but you'd have, like, the wood and then you have the stone, and what you'd want to do is you don't want to twig everything up, drop the wood, and then if you hold left click and right click like that, you can upgrade without even having to go to this radial menu like that. And so you could upgrade this stuff all really, like, really freaking fast. Like, I can double click it. So it will, if you do have the wood in your inventory and you do that, it will go to wood. But if you don't have wood in the inventory and just the material that you can upgrade to, it will, I mean, you could see, you don't have to give yourself a seizure. I've mentioned this a few times in my build videos. And I wish I knew that when I first started playing this game, because there's something about that radial menu. It's really annoying. And, yeah, okay, so I mean, this is a compound, so it's going to be a lot of fencing. And so there's a base is probably like 75% of the way done. This is like, the builder's running out of stuff to do after this compound's done, so there are a few more things that I'm going to add that would strengthen the base. So I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, because we don't even have a power source for these turrets. And yeah, so you guys, it's a lot of metal. mean, every base at the end of the day should be a shit ton of metal. Because you're going to upgrade everything. Metal is like the thing that's going to keep your base alive. Because everything should go to metal, and every door should be like a garage door, and you're going to need a ton of gears. You're going to need a ton of everything. And that's just the cycle of Rust, right? At some point, you're going to have to just mine metal and not mine stone anymore. And so, like, you're going to be raiding, you're going to be... Depending on what server you play on, too. Maybe you're on a 2x. But I know these 2x servers are a little unhinged. And so this base on a 2x would most definitely have to go all metal for it to survive, I want to say. Okay, so... what else is there to talk about here? Get all these doors on. Those little something like that. And so the next layer of security, now I know people are going to be like, you're freaking out of your mind. Now I'm not going to do the fencing upgrade. I mean, I'll do it on one side, but I'm not going to do it on all sides. So this is like a little refresher of that other video. So you need a splitter, industrial splitter, and a combiner. And so you want to put this on the inside. And I have crosshair. I don't know if you guys can see my crosshair X right now, but if you have crosshair X, it does make this like pipe sniping on the edge of the frames. And so you gotta get it around the edge here. It can be kind of difficult. Especially on the stone, I find it's a little bit more difficult. Oh my god, you stare at the sun. And so, so with the pipe, you can basically get it 4 tiles over. And then 4 tiles back. Probably not going to get it 4 tiles, I feel. Okay, so you can see, because I've already went 4 and then I went 3, so to do this, for this style of fencing, you're gonna have to put the splitters and stuff over here, and then you'd have to put it on both sides, really. Which, if you put it on the edge here, it probably would be easy to break. So you want to put it here. Now I'm just intuitively doing this now because this isn't exactly fleshed out, and so you do this at your own discretion too. I know a lot of people, this is way too much for them. Like, they can't handle this part because it just seems so finicky, and it's like a lot of clicking around in like very specific spots. And but let's see here, should be able to get this all the way over, hopefully. It's gonna be close. Oh, it just made it. So, there you go. You do that again. No, I'll try to do it as fast as I can here. I guess you could get away with putting in a little, like, yeah, maybe a little extra more pipe doing it like this. And there you go. You got the anti-ladder fencing. Now you can see, for whatever reason, and this usually happens, I'm not too sure. Like, these two pipes, the distance they have to be, I'll just show you guys too that this should be upgraded to metal, because for whatever reason, the pipes, you run the pipe easier on the metal, and it's what creates this like anti-ladder bug. If you're putting it on like the very edge of this frame, and you can kind of see just looking at the pipe, it's when you run it on the stone versus the metal, it's fatter. You guys know that about like rating like 1x2s and 2x2s. Like you can see the fat frame sticking through the like the base, like the edge of the floor tiles. So the whole point of doing this is just to stop people from easily getting over the fence. They'd have to raid the fence or like boost off a horse. And so if you raised up the foundation on this fence here, they wouldn't be able to boost. But there you go. You can see the can't ladder, but you can ladder right here. And so I mean, this is where you put a shitload of industrial lights on there. So a lot of people in the video I know are like, they're freaking out right now. Like, man, that's too much metal. It's an investment. This is when you have so much metal that you don't know what to do with it. This is like day 4, guys. I don't know if you guys have played wipes where you have this dummy abundance of metal. But now it's like, oh damn, how am I getting over this fence? You're not. Unless you shoot out a light. And it's like a big laugh. Like, man's got to raid a light to get in through into the base. I mean, he could just easily boost over this thing, right? It just creates an issue. And sure, you could shoot this thing here, but then it's like it's a big laugh. He's got to shoot the industrial splitter to get over the fence. And anyways, so just you don't want to do that around the entire base. And let me just spray paint the freaking sheet metal. I thought I sprayed it. Like, it's supposed to be white. I don't know. Nice white fence. Kind of looks sick. Goes with the stone. And so there you go. Compounded. Now everyone's like, well, what about the high wall? Like, yes, we are going to put a high wall. And the distance at which you put this high wall is totally up to you. I honestly say that because of the distance of the turret, you don't want to put it too far away because then they could just stand back and rocket the turret. You don't want to put it too close because then it's like you got no room for landmines and stuff. And so there's another layer of security, which is the barricade. And this is when you got a crap ton of blades. You don't know what to do with them. You got a crap ton of metal. And so this is what you do. Because when you get raided, you're going to give the raider a bunch of blades. You're going to give the raider a bunch of metal. Don't. Take the stuff that you got and craft it into something to defend the base. So now you got this little security clearance area. And so landmines, spring traps, whatever you got. And yeah. And before I do the compound, I want to talk about the electricity. So where are these turbines going? You can put one there, or you can put one here. It really doesn't matter. Closer to the base would make it matter, because then that would just be less of a heartache for you to like run up to the battery. So you make these little pads here. Now I probably shouldn't be flying around building this thing. So you'd have netting. I used to hate setting up turbines. Until one Giga Chat told me to use the netting, and so getting around this netting part here, this is why I hate setting up turbo. I have a video on my old YouTube channel, or the older video, like way back when I first started my YouTube channel, I should say. This part right here, it's like, how the hell do you get up there? Man's gonna be ending up dead before you even get the turbine up. And so, when you do the turbines, just do yourself a favor. You build the frames as you go up. You get to the top. Do something like that. And you put the turbine down. Now maybe you don't have the battery set up. You have to come back up here. Now you can see when you do come back up like this now. You got your wire tool. You just peek your edge over the thing here. You can grab the power. Like that. And so when you wire these things up, you don't really want to click on the frame. I mean, this thing would be dead if this frame was taken out. But you want to wire it right to here. And then, I mean, the battery is supposed to be here, but I mean, you could also put another battery there. And so just direct connect to the battery. But we are not going to do that because we're going to set up a very reliable power source. So you get 3 inputs. You're going to have a solar panel, you're going to have generator, and you're going to have turbine. And the reason for that is because you never know. You could get some really bad weather. And with this next update that's coming, the bad weather is actually going to be coming back to the game. It's going to be like Valheim, stormy Valheim weather. So get ready for that. And so here you go. Boom. You got yourself a very reliable 130, so you turn this thing on. You should get another 50 rust watts. There you go. And so yeah, you'd spawn and you'd be like, oh shit, the turrets aren't on. You turn this thing on. And so yeah, just you'd want. It's really up to you. You could have 3 batteries. You could. It's really dependent on the turrets. And so I showed in my last video that 2 reliable batteries with the solar panel and everything. That whole setup I just showed you there. With that, you know, you could run like at least like 20 turrets. I'm not sure of the exact number, but it's a lot. So this battery here, I should take this off to make life easier. I'll just remove these because you want to make it look pretty. This doesn't have to be pretty, but I like to make the wires and everything pretty. Man likes to RP with the wires, okay? And so when you are wiring that up, you're gonna be up here. Click here. You have to you're gonna have to ladder up on your roof, go in there like that. Ideally, the least amount of clicks to make your life simpler. And so the more things that you click this wire to, the worse or the more unreliable that wire is going to be, because when the rockets start flying, like this part right here, so when you guys are raiding and you're looking to take out electricity, you just want to raid whatever that wire is touching, and you can disconnect the wire. Fun fact. Now I'm curious if you can get a generator in here. The generator's going to have to be on the outside somewhere. But anyways, I'm not going to set up. You guys can finish the setup, but this, for what we're doing, will be enough. Okay. So, now I'll show you the furnaces and the industrializing. So, the reason why this base is like making me think I'm a genius is, so like you want to run your base, you don't want to go into the core. You just drop right in here, and it will just do all the work for you. Essentially, it will put the loot away. And also another thing to notice too is this pay-to-win update. You can get rid of these bulbous, bulging roof tiles, because I mean it's necessary to get rid of that. Because you're going to put some furnaces here. So these furnaces over here aren't going to be in here anymore. They're going to come out here. And so you need a conveyor. And so you depot the ores into these boxes up here. And so we're doing two things. We're putting the loot away in there, but we also want to take the ores out and put them in here. So you need a splitter. And it's from the splitter, you're going to go into the conveyor. Like that. And then, why do we use a splitter? Because we're going to run the loot into the core. And so you're going to have this on both sides of the base. So you're going to need a combiner to combine these two sides of the base. So you're going to have one going that way, and you're going to have one coming this way. And then you're going to combine the two combiners. Just like that. And so you can see we're communicating with the furnaces and we're communicating with the boxes. And so on this side, eventually you're going to get off those crappy furnaces. You're going to have electrical furnaces. Because you're going to get offline and you're going to want your ores to smell. Maybe you're like, you don't want to chop wood no more. You have yourself some electrical furnace. And so these things take 3 rust watts. So you're going to need yourself a branch. And I would recommend too, if you guys are doing base building, like you're going to want the conveyor, branch, splitter. You want to favorite the stuff you're going to be using. Because like going in here and like typing the stuff in every time, you're going to go crazy. Give yourself carpal tunnel. Alright, so it's 10 rust watts. And yeah, just straight into the furnace. that. Get yourself another conveyor. So it's the same kind of thing. You just need the power for the electrical furnace. And before I forget, you do need a splitter. Because we want to take the loot out of the boxes, and we also want to play with the ores that are in the boxes as well. And you gotta put adapters on here. So, I mean, you can see, I just type in ADA. Like, practice what you preach, you frickin' a-hole. And I don't know, I got it here. So, I mean, here, tab or Q and ADA really frickin' fast. If you guys play with the industrial stuff, like, it's... Man's done too much of this industrial stuff, I just want to say. Not to say that I know everything there is about industrial, because I do not. Okay. Just more of the same thing here, getting around a corner. Sometimes getting around these corners can be rather tricky. And there you go. So everything's set up, and the only thing left to do now is to power it all up. Now the one thing you might want is a box right here. So in that case you probably won't want this light here, because you're going to have the box here. And an adapter. Just so you don't have to, so like you're getting off, you just taking the ores out of the other side of the base, and you're just looking to have the electrical furnaces do the rest of the work. Because you don't want to chop wood, and you're getting offline. So in that case, you can connect that additional box as like an auxiliary box to put ores in. Because you'd have to like run over there, take the ores out, you have to run down here and then put them in this box. Instead of running down here, opening these doors and everything, you could just put it in this box. And I mean, it doubles as a drop box as well, because this is hooked up to the system as well. So maybe you had loot that you wanted to put away inside, you could just run over here. And yeah, so now we get into the nitty-gritty part here. This is the loot distribution center. And yeah, so I mean, there's a bunch of ways you could do this. I'll do it like this. And just pay attention to the orientation of the buttons. So buttons on the right, output on the top. Buttons on the left, output on the bottom. And so go from this combiner that's talking to everything and just feed it into this little distribution unit. And so now it's just a matter of where do you want the loot. So you're gonna have, I mean, this is honestly up to you guys, but to get around, or to get the pipes out of this core, you want to just move around on the frames. And that way, did I do that right? No, so it definitely helps to grab the right input or output. In that case, I would try to do an input to an input. We want the inputs because we are putting loot away. kick in the pipe. I don't know. Sometimes I wish you could get like nice like 45 elbows, but no, face punch ain't want you to do some nice piping. So if you want to run pipe on the box, you just hold shift. If I don't hold shift, it goes through the box. So grabbing these ones in the back here might be difficult. Anyways, you kind of see what it's just more of the same. If depending on how many boxes you had, you would just expand the system. And just don't get carried away, because there is a limit to how many communications you can have for a pipe, which is 32 after the conveyor. So you can see it's after these conveyors. So we're in the green here. There's no... I'm pretty sure it also goes for combiners, but I can't confirm that, honestly. I'd have to run some tests to have like confidence behind that statement, but anyways. Alright, we'll read the chat for a bit here. Great, you should use a phone to read chat. This looks for a second monitor. Aw, man, I wish. I'm not a phone guy, bro. I ain't got no phone. Having non-90-degree angles on fences paint. It provides two surfaces, and you have to put... I mean, it is what it is, right? Yeah, the square compound is definitely... makes life easier, doesn't it? I've like struggled to like figure out a good way to get a fence around a compound without having to do like some crazy external thing, which I feel like you gotta have this weird like clan funnel wall door, which is fine. Yeah, the mini Mitsubishi. I know, Jay's base is actually so sweaty. Do you need 2 layers? Can you leave it as 1 pipe? You do need the 2 pipes. You put a singular pipe and it just doesn't work. I'm not too sure. Not too sure why it's like that. The 2 pipe makes it bug out. Wish they'd make a roof frame so you could put fencing on roof tiles. Okay, I think I already read that. Yeah, the battery, I know. It's so funny. You would believe how many times I've put a battery backwards. It's like, fuck. Alright. So yeah, we got loot distribution. And so you could pay rent. Pay some rent with the thing here. People get funny. People laugh when I mention that you're basically... Upkeep is rent, guys. Let's be real here. Upkeep is freaking rent. Rust rent. And so for this one, you just type in stones and just however much the base costs. So I mean, we can just take a little gander. You guys are probably curious. 19,000 stone per day, and that is a lot. So just understand this is day 4, and we've raided 1x2s, and we've killed a lot of farmers that have got like full inventories, and like I don't know, it's a lot. Maybe you got a jackhammer, and so you definitely want to make pure ore teas. It does not hurt to make teas, guys. Anyways, so the power. This is maybe for the people that are tuning in and they don't have a clue. This is for them. Not to say that there's something wrong with them. Like, they just haven't messed with the electricity and Rust. And so, just when you go out from a battery, kind of want to go into a branch first, because then you can control the splitter. So the splitter divides based on how many outputs are being used. So if I just plug in 11 into this splitter is going to take up 1 rust watt, and so that will mean that it's going to divide whatever number. It's going to divide 10 by how many outputs I use. So if I just use 1 output, I'm getting the full 10. If I use 2 outputs, I'm going to get 5, and 3 outputs, 10 divided by 3, which is what, 3.5 or something. I don't know. I'm not very good at math, guys. But yeah, splitters can be really good as extension cords because it actually is stronger. This thing is double the health as a branch. And what people will do to make branches extension cords is they'll just go like this and type in 99999, and that way it's going to take up 1 rust watt, and then it's not going to use any of the power out because everything's on this left output. But that is just so... A lot of people are fighting me with the whole using a splitter as a branch or as an extension cord. And so I believe it is 94. Or is it 64? I can't remember. $64. And let me just go check real quick. So you guys can go to this website called rushtrition.com. Rushtrition. Sorry, rushtrition.io. And here, I'll share my screen for that. Just give me a second here. The Rust Electricity Simulator. Why isn't it working? Oh God. Anyways, some maniac with a helicopter. Okay, hold on. Let me just create window title must match. Oh, these are frickin'... Oh, I see what's going on here. Window capture. There we go. Okay. So on here, you can, in case you're struggling, which I kind of am right now, because I forget what the magic number is for this. Splitter into splitters. I'll just use a test generator. Actually, no, I will. Yeah, no, I'll use a test generator. And so you can play around here with the electricity in Rust. So splitter into splitters from a branch. And I believe it was 64. No, it was 94. Ah, there you go. So 1 rust watt per splitter, and then that will make it so you get 10 rust watts per output. We have a guy that is probably finally figured out where I am in the build server. Fucking hell. Stop, bro, please. You can do it all you want. The audio is muted now. Nice. Nice one. I will never understand stream sniping. Bro ain't get no attention in the world. You gotta fucking get it from me. So anyways, there you go. You can see 10 rust watts per thing. So you can see where I'm going with that. Anyways. Yeah, just go on that website in case you're struggling. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyways, we will continue this charade. Alright, so it's 94. So if that's the case, then every time I grab from here, I'm getting... You'd think that I'm getting 10 rust watts, but I'm not, because I'm only using 1. So you could go like this and just put branches. And plug into these branches. And so now there'll be 9 if I grab this one here to use for a sentry gun, or you could just put another branch. So we're playing with the electricity. And so down here, now I honestly should not have shown you guys that, because that's like, why even do that? It's not ideal to do that. Just use whatever you got. Oh man, people are so annoying. Imagine shooting at somebody in a build server. Like, really, dude? Seriously? I'll never understand it, honestly. Anyways, 10 rust watts. There's not many conveyors that need to be used. You got 1. And you got, what, like 6 in here. So we got 7. So just electrical pass through. And the reason why it's not doing what I'm asking it to do is because I'm using this branch. So don't use the branch. Just understand that I'm getting the full 30 if I don't use any other output. And there you go. And then you can just keep passing through. So just if you just remember where the end of this chain is, you could just keep using the power. And then so we get here, and then we got 10. And so you could do more stuff, right? Just understand there's some power here that you can still use. And there you go. So you got a full system. And so these things can turn it on now. So we're cooking. And we're extracting loot, and we're organizing it. And so I haven't set any filters on here, but I'm just going to turn them on. Actually, I probably shouldn't, because it's going to take the ore out. I'll just take metal frags and put them away. And charcoal. And yeah, so you could set this to components. You got filters here. Components. Weapons. Armor. It's clothing. I wish there was one called armor. But all the armor will go wherever that clothing filter is set. And I believe this one was for the base. So I think it was, what, 19,000? And I think it was 4K metal. I guess you could put a little bit of wood too. And there you go. So you're paying rent, putting loot away, and we got the sick drop box to put loot down here, put the ores in here. And so yeah, I'll just get a weapon here. So you could drop loot in here and it's going to go into your core, and then you can also drop sulfur and it will get smelted. There you go. You don't have to put the ores in, and you don't have to take the ores out. And so over here, it's the same sort of thing over here. Just different type of furnace. So you need wood, obviously. And you could set up a button to like finalize the whole system. I know you can do it with a memory cell. But see, the problem with that is it's just going to burn all your wood down. And I just don't see the point of getting, like, cause you gotta BP this memory cell then, and it's just a waste. There's no point. So just do the manual thing here, and just be careful with how much wood you put in here. And just understand too that we did set a filter to put wood away over here, so it will be taking the wood out of that box, and that might not be what you want. It's only going to take 1,000, so it's going to pay your bills before it, you know, stops taking it. Anyways, and yeah, it should pull this out, and it should be putting it. So we didn't set up a sulfur thing, did we? There. And so if you take the pipe tool, you want to know where that's going. It's going into this box here. So instead of going all the way into the core, right, you'd open up here, just quickly depot into here. So you get a bunch of stone, you got some scrap, a bunch of weapons. You kind of get the idea here. I've kind of like over explained it now, I think. And it should put it all away. Now you do, scrap doesn't count as a component, so you'd have to set that on the filter. Not this one. And so for the components one too, it doesn't count cloth, and it doesn't count leather. It doesn't count cameras and the targeting computer. What else doesn't it do? Oh, and I mean, if you put low grade into your comps box, same thing with crude, and I mean, probably put diesel, and there you go. And so if you notice that there's stuff that you want to put away that's still in this box, it would just be a matter of going up to this thing here and figuring out where you want to put it. But other than that, that's basically it. The only thing left to do now is to hook up all these sentry guns. So you'd be getting the end of the wipe, you know. This base should go to full metal, and I'll just quickly just upgrade to full metal here. And so you guys can see the bill. 15. And this would all be armored. And so HQM quarry your face off. That's all I'm going to say. Especially for solos that are struggling to get HQM. You can see. One barrel pretty much into HQM and you're chilling. Okay, so you can see you got a pipe. Oh, yeah, so these pipes have to be redone. Bro, imagine shooting somebody in a build server. Like, cringe lord. Where is he? Freaking shoot him back. I shouldn't. If I do this, I'm gonna start a war. Anyways. Man, start shooting him. It's gonna be like, that's it. It's gonna be him shooting at me the entire time. Yeah, so I want to finish the base and then we will raid it. So we need like what? 6 pythons per side? It's kind of a lot. So this is like the end game, right? Getting all these turrets up. Maybe you don't get them all up. At least 2 on these 2 sides would be ideal, because you can see that this turret can cover quite a bit. But yeah, we will start loading these bad boys up. I wonder if you type in 9mm. No, you gotta type a pistol. The cringe lord. What the hell? Why are these Okay, I'll read chat here for a bit. Face orange biting nails. Why use no electric furnace? There's an electric furnace in there. That isn't me, just to let you know. Alright, well, somebody is stream sniping. It's very flattering. Maybe they're not. Maybe that guy's just shooting at me for like no reason. It's really annoying though. Like, just like we're in a build server. Like, really, you're gonna go shoot a guy in a build server? Yeah, I know it's you. Fuck off. Fucking hold your fire. Alright, GG. I'll disable audio again. You get no attention from me. Punishment. What did I do to deserve this? So yeah, when you put these garage doors on, just get the roller on the right side so it's not sticking through the wall. My recommendation. You don't have to listen to me. But yeah, you can see where these garage doors go. And yes, you do want embrasures. Here. And these would go to garage doors as well. And I don't know what happened here. Like, it freaking degraded my stuff. Trying to raid the base and it's gonna be all twig inside. So you can kind of see the strength of the base. Metal, 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 HQM. Pretty strong. Nah, yeah, you could make it stronger. Alright, bro. GG. Cringe Lord. You can't ruin the video, bro. It's being recorded as a demo, so you can try as hard as you want. You can't ruin it. I wish you good luck, though. Like, look, I was in Critbyte's video. That's me shooting the incendiary ammo at him. I annoyed him for a total of like 5 minutes. So this is definitely probably going to be getting my own server, because if this keeps happening, then yeah, like, nobody can stream snipe. The fact that I am getting stream snipe right now is very flattering, though. It's not normal for somebody to shoot you in the server for like no reason. Like, they will for like a second, but this guy's persisting. Okay. So the only thing left to do here is to run power to sentry. And so I gotta de-auth myself here on everything. I'm gonna raid the base. Oh, I didn't put fencing here. So yeah, base is basically done. So it'll just be a matter of running all this stuff to these outputs here. Now I would say direct connection just to make your life easy. Although you can see they're going to know exactly where the battery room is, but make this armored. So I'm not going to actually de-auth myself. I'll just show you how I would rate it, because, I don't know, de-authing myself on all these turrets is just going to be really annoying. Okay, so you can see why 2 batteries are needed. And so when you're setting up this battery room, like, yeah, don't put the thing on until you're done. So it's 94. those that are tuning in just now, like, the audio is off because there's a freaking asshole shooting me in a build server. Cringe. What am I supposed to do? Oh, he's gonna heli bomb me now with the scrappy. Oh no. Frickin' cringe, frickin' lord. I see how he flew away so I can get his name. I wonder who that is. Dude, you're very cringe. Just stop. Like, unbelievable. Probably like a 12-year-old squeaker. Has to be, right? What the hell? One thing to notice about wiring, you guys haven't already noticed already, is you can't stand on a bed when you do wires. I don't know, man. Phase punch, please fix. Alright, base is complete. GG. The only thing left to do now is to put on the finishing touches, which would be the barricade. And just more externals. And I'm not going to run the pipe, because it would just be... it's a lot of effort. You do that, like... I mean, to be honest, that the pipe on the top is the only thing that is really needed. Because if you're putting these barricades down, you won't have to worry about the ladder. Because you got the barricade. And so yeah, it's a lot of blades. Maybe set up a vending machine if you're really trying to finish the base off. You'd have to figure out a way to get these blades. But this is like, you get a few blades, you just start pumping them. And this is just to crank up security. Especially in a vanilla server, like, this is like the last thing you're doing to the base. And I mean, after this too would be just high walls. And so this high walls are also, because for like a solo or a duo, to like chop all this wood, and you can see the building privilege, it goes out pretty far, so you can put right about here. Definitely put it a lot closer on this side. So you just take out one of the fences, put the door fence in, and then from here just build a little gatehouse. Doesn't have to be fancy. You can make some pretty fancy gatehouses. And I don't know, you gotta be careful with the distance between. So this probably should go out quite a bit. That way he can't do the twigging over it. I swear to God, dude. Just leave me alone. We're going on 2 hours of base building. Wow. Oh no, I had to explain quite a bit, so to be fair, this base isn't that hard to build. And for those that are wondering too, like sometimes you get like a gap like this. It's okay. You can just go like this. I mean, you could... Sometimes it will allow you just to snap it, but see, sometimes it won't. So just come out like that, and then you should be able to go like that. There's a bunch of different ways you could do. And so this ends up being an area where you could put bags. And so whenever you do, like, get a gap like this, like, don't fret, because it is good to have, because you can make a little area. Little areas. Alright, base is ready to raid. Let's go. So there you go. It's a little unorthodox, I know. Go back in here, you can see the rent. It's a lot. But if you're playing the game and you're raiding, and you got the efficient drop boxes and smelting, and so you get the teas going, right? Like let's not forget about the teas. Alright, just like one or two planters, and you can get some pure ores going. Put some planters here. And you'd have to put like a light like that. Nobody really likes gardening in Rust, I know. But yeah, let's raid this thing. And you probably want to overhang this as well. Alright. Turn the sound on. Am I still getting sniped? Yeah, it's pretty big base, right? This is like total end game. Yeah, the server does have GTFO, but the ring's not big enough. Is that you, Adventure? Bro, it's just stop. Like, it's unbelievable. Alright. I'm gonna make sure you're not in the video, dude. Trust me. Alright, so we're gonna send like 16 rockets at it. 16 rockets and 4 C4. And we'll bring like 128 Explo. Oh. Which is a lot for this little base. Let's see. 16 rockets and 4 C4. You can do some pretty serious damage to a base. And let me just do a quick little run in there to make sure everything's closed up and upgraded properly. Shouldn't have done that. Whoopsies. Okay. We are ready to raid. Oh, I guess I'm gonna need some HVs. Now, I'm definitely not the best at raiding, okay, guys? I'm not. I don't know, with 9... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 HVs. That's kind of a lot, right? Look at what you got to bring to this thing. Let's see how far we can get. Thanks for everybody that's tuned in. And yeah, this will be on my YouTube channel. And so this is the work in progress. I mean, this is the development behind the scenes. It definitely will be a lot. It'll be like a 5-minute video. Anyways. I got an HV rocket in there. What rocket I got? Pretty sure I'd have to deal with that turret. So I didn't de-auth myself. I probably should have for this to be legit, but I'm almost positive. You ain't getting very far. There's 4 HVs, so it's 8 HVs just to get this one turret out of your face. So, just so you guys are aware, that's definitely not how you want to do it. You're going to want to shoot the fences, like I showed in the other video. Damn it. Bro, there's no way. So, I mean, you actually have to snipe the very edge of this thing. I'll probably be getting shot by this turret, too. Oh, God. There we go. Then you'd shoot HV at it. There's a little bit of deviation too. That's the one thing. So I mean, it'd probably be a little bit more than what Rust Labs is going to tell you. I don't know, man. Fences are kind of broken. I want to say a lot of these are like definitely missing. Dude, just stop. You're a fucking cringe lord, okay? Look at the cringe lord, everybody. Look at him. Come over here if you got a ball sack. You don't. Come over here. That's right. You don't have a ball sack. Reminding me of a little somebody that entered my life. I wonder if that's them. I want to say a lot of these are missing. So probably should have brought an AK, you know? You're right in a base like this, bring an AK. Oh no, that HMLMG recoil is a little ridiculous. Yeah, so a lot of those were definitely missing. And now you gotta snake the rocket over this barricade. Like, bro's getting countered, okay? They're gonna have to pummel you. Maybe they don't, though. Maybe Solar Rat comes after you. So, I mean, I was aiming directly at it, guys. That's, yeah, you go back in the video, I swear. This is rocket deviation. I remember, like, oh, shit, that's an actual rocket. So, I mean, that probably would have happened in a live simulation. So, we're definitely going to need, like, a bunch more HVs. Another, like, 9. Okay, we're in. Let's go. You can see, like, it's dummy amounts of HVs. I mean, it's a dummy amount of work just to get these sentry guns up, but it's like the same for, like, getting rid of them. I mean, I guess you could probably, like, spear these out if you're ambitious. think that's an actual rocket in there now. Weird. The flame traps got blown up. Alright, man's at a frickin' 16 rockets. So what, is there gonna be like another... let's see. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 rockets. I think that's... I mean, that's not including all the HVs. Well, I mean, I'll add them up. Yeah, so 20 rockets. And oh, we're still not in. Oh, there you go. 20 rockets, 4 C4, and a shitload of HVs. And you're finally in the base. So let me just do some math here. The raid calculator. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I can assure you that idiot that is shooting me is not going to be in the video. Every little bullet will be cut out. Shit, I'll use some effects to just like clone out the shots and the audio. Man is not making it into the video. Nice try, though. Okay, let me see. I shot like 16 HVs. 20 rockets. At least 200 like Explo rounds. And then 4 C4. So you're looking at 45,000 sulfur to raid the space through that door path. And that's... So if you were to take... this let me do this here. Structure wall. They don't have the fencing in there in the raid calculator, right? That's funny. But 2 turrets, like you have to take out like 6 turrets. 1, 2, 3. Is it 3? 1, 2, 3. And then armored. And then there'd be a garage door here if you're trying to get TC. So 66,000 if you were to take this like wall path, including all the turrets and HVing, like shooting fence. I didn't even calculate the fence. Hold up. Okay, I gotta get a calculator right here. Let me see. And then, what was it like? I know it's 40 shots, so 80. No, sorry, it's 45 per fence. So it's 90. $250. So 60, it's like 69,000 sulfur to go this way. Actually, I guess you'd have to, I guess I gotta throw a barricade in there too. How much it cost to raid a barricade? Oh shit, another like 4,200. I think, what is it? Yeah, you'd have to raid this barricade too. I don't know how. Barricade's another 4,200. Hold up. 68,950. That's another 4,200. Holy crap. 73,000 sulfur if you take this direction here. Crazy. Anyways. Video's over, guys. GG. I'll get this one all sliced up and put my commentary on it. It'll definitely be a lot quicker. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Sorry about the fucking idiot head that's trolling the video. Definitely ruined the vibes. So, anyways. I'll see you guys later.